What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. A very happy Monday. It is Monday, September 12th, and I hope you all are doing well wherever you're at in the world at the time you find this reaction. In this reaction, we'll be reacting to the 11th episode of the second season of Classroom of the Elite. The title of today's episode is A Man Who Cannot Command Himself Will Always Be a Slave. So, a couple of thoughts before we start this episode. First off, I am a lot more engaged and a lot more happier with where we're at with the plot at this stage in the second season than I was at this stage in the first season. And it primarily is because I think that with the first season really establishing what this elite school is all about and the many moving antagonistic parts, including his own teacher, this season really just was a continuation of that, but we were really able to kick in more to the main story plot and the story elements, dealing with Kushida, dealing with Ruin, finding out why the hell his teacher is trying to take advantage of him, what her desire is for wanting to get up to Class A, what the ordeal with his father is, everything in between. And I really feel that we are at that stage in this second season that I am completely sold that we are watching peak for the anime form of this show. Now, of course, I don't read the source material, so I don't know anything about the source material, and I ask that y'all, continue to either let me be stupid and don't spoil things that are down the future if I say something incorrect, or please add in or fill in for anything that we have already passed up to this point. Just please make sure if you're going to do that, not to spill any beans on anything else that happens in the source in the future. But, in the last episode, a lot of revelating stuff did end up happening. So, we did get to see at the start with Ayakanoji's group identifying that Ichinose is really a perfectionist and what that's about, and I believe that now she's going to be kind of a target of their decisions moving forward. But above all, we got to see that Class C is starting, like what Ruin said behind the scenes, he is now going to start a more aggressive approach to take Class D down, and primarily to find who the leak was that caused him and Kushida's plan to completely collapse and fall apart, which of course left Kushida in her rage of betrayal because she was just betrayed on multiple fronts. So that was absolutely hilarious. And above all, our big revelating moment was the father has shown up. So Ayakanoji's father, which right now, I don't know if that's really his blood father, if that's just a dad who assumed the role of dad for all of these kids who were in the White Room prior to Ayakanoji escaping. We did get to get a little more insight into the fact that someone got him out of there, and we now know that the person who got him out of there was none other than the chairman and the person who runs this institution, which also used to, I want to say he was the secretary of Ayakanoji's dad prior to going to this school. He wrote a physical, personal recommendation in order to get Ayakanoji into the school, despite the fact on just merits alone, he did not pass the test to get in. And of course, we know that the reason for that is that the way Ayakanoji is trying to do things and fight against his dad is by doing things differently than what he's used to doing when he's in the White Room. I will say that his dad had the audacity and the balls to think that he could walk up in here and tell King Ayakanoji that he needs to come, that he needs to leave, and he needs to sign himself away, and that he can't deny it. My good sir, he can deny anything he wants because a school like this obviously goes through special criteria to get in, and normally it's up to the individual student if they want to withdraw or not. Certain things do not have any power or sway from the parent themselves. So, but of course, we now know that because of the way that the plans were going, his teacher was trying to take advantage of the situation by pretending that she knew his dad, by trying to find a way to get him out of the class because he might mess up her own goals. And she also knew that he was special and could succeed in Class A on his own volition. So, her bullshit got called out because it was realized during the conversation with his father that she actually did not know his father prior to his appearance at all. And everything that she tried to scare him with back in the first season was an absolute lie. So he was very irritated irritated by her. It was very nice seeing her put in her place, and for the first time this whole show, seeing her a little disgruntled and a little irritated because it was clear that the gig was up and she wasn't going to be able to use him for any of her future goals. So it's just, there's a lot to unpack in that episode. And of course, we ended the episode seeing that because of the imminent threat that now exists for Kay's safety, that it is very clear that he probably has gotten her a little too involved. And I will say that I feel that this is definitely a change in Ayakanoji's personality. At the very start, I would have not foreseen him actually caring enough to let someone go in the early stages, especially with like Horikita. But it's clear that with Kei, he does, even if he doesn't show it all the time, he does feel a certain sense of comfort and the ability to be able to really be his own person when he is around or talking to Kay. And Kay obviously completely feels comfortable, and it's pretty much heads over heel for him because he seems to be the first person who genuinely, unconditionally said he would stick up for her if any danger came to her after that whole bullying situation happened. Now, of course, we understand that the bullying situation, by having Kay, obviously someone who is able to rile the girls together and is able to have a big influence, something that Horikita didn't have, that, in that essence, yes, he was using her as a tool too. But already I'm starting to feel that it has evolved from her being a tool because he's actually let her go and told her that this will be his last time communicating because things are getting too close to her. He knows she's going to be a target. And like I said last episode, I don't think any of us believe that he did that just to be heartless. He did that to protect her. So as we go into this 11th episode, I'm very interested to see how the revelations are going to go at this stage. Now that we've seen Chabashira get exposed and that she's not going to be able to use him in that way anymore, I'm interested to see how she's going to proceed with dealing with her class now that she knows he is not going to be doing any of her bidding anymore, the words that he said. It's just, I'm very interested to see where we go from here. And one last thing I want to say actually has nothing to do with the rating of the show because the rating has not changed from last week to this week. There's one character that I wanted to talk about, Hiyori. We were introduced to her 2 weeks ago. She seemed the one that seems to really love literature, and she got to have a conversation with Ayakanoji and also made a declaration at that time that she is actually not on Ruin's side at all and doesn't really care what that class is trying to do. She's answering questions and is doing what she needs, but she's not actually all about the shits that they're trying to do. I figured it was very important for those of you that do not know to know that the great Rei Takahashi is the one who is voice acting her, and so y'all already know that that is going to be an absolutely phenomenal performance we're going to get from her from the rest of the season and probably in future seasons. I didn't realize initially that was her, but when I realized it, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be dope. So she's a very soft-spoken girl, and she's cute enough, and I can't wait to see more of her character. As far as do I feel she is a puppet and she's just pretending to be this way, there's certain personality traits about her that lead me to believe that she's not just being a puppet, that actually just is her personality, and I do believe she's being her real self, at least when she talked to Ayakanoji in the library. So a lot to unpack there. I'm looking forward to seeing more of her, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how this showdown between Class 1C and 1D is going to go, with Ruin now declaring his war against Ayakanoji. So going to go ahead and put some eye drops in these eyes real quick, make sure they're good to go for the episode, and I'll be right back and we'll get this started. Alright guys, and I'm back. Again, the title of today's episode is A Man Who Cannot Command Himself Will Always Be a Slave. So let's go ahead and get this pulled up here, and we will get this episode reaction started in 3, 2, 1. Right. And that was nice of him to apologize to her too, because I do think he genuinely felt bad that he got her this deeply pulled in. He's pulling himself away. I know that hurt her. Damn. And I know she knows that there's something deeper going on, that there has to be. My girl, I assure you, he's doing this for your benefit right now. All will come to face in due time. I promise you. Don't get too upset about it right now. Of course, me as the viewer, I know that there's something deeper there, so I know for her it's just like, what the hell? I am just interested in what he's going to do now that all these revelations have happened between his dad and his teacher and Ruin himself, so. Actually, Ruin has become of little importance now. He'll be easy to deal with, but as far as everything after that, I don't know. Damn. Of course, we won't see any more sad, upset Kushina for the rest of this season, since she's now in irrelevance too. Oh, it was such a joy seeing her fall apart in the way we did. Greetings. How you doing today? With your great bodyguard? No, because every time you visit, you cause hell and chaos. I mean, when is he not up to something? Whatever he's doing ain't gonna work, but still. Yeah. This is very true. Oh, don't worry, he's not gonna do anything at all. Probably. Maybe. Who knows? Bruh. Especially this guy, because this guy just doesn't care about anything. I mean, there's no lie. You are definitely a weirdo, but it is what it is. Man, you about to get your ass whipped by him. Bro, who are you talking to? Oh man, Asu's here! Well, this just got complicated. Christmas party. Even though it doesn't matter because you're causing problems. Leave these people alone. Ain't your damn business. Yeah, because he's never involved with anything. Literally zero interest. The man's never had interest. This man jettisoned from the island and everything. Wait, is he actually genuinely suspecting him? If that's the case, Ruin, you definitely aren't as smart as you may look. Oh, you're dumb. It ain't him whatsoever. No, exactly what I just said. Man's dumb as hell. Yes, the man is always suspicious, and it is possible he might have his own idea and plan. But Ruin, you're down the wrong tree right now. And listen, I'll take that back. If he ends up being part of this in some way, shape, or form, I'll take back everything I just said. How you gonna do that? I mean, we do know this after what you do to your own people. And he could do it. And he could absolutely do it, Ruin. Even with your bodyguard. This is just sitting there. Oh, what do you have? Oh, why don't you like her whatsoever? You touch that girl, you'll die. I think the name matches too. Damn, you really would attack her? Bro, you better calm yourself down. They just riling him up. I mean, yes, you are literally against Class A now. Yo, it's the first I've really seen her have a full interaction. And she Ruin, honestly, you're just taking multiple L's right now, no lie. Against all classes. No, someone like him. Yeah. I mean, a lot of stuff doesn't make sense to you, quite frankly. I mean, he is getting pretty rash now after everything fell apart with the Kushida fiasco. I will say Hodakita has definitely stepped up now. I mean, it is almost over. For you, at least. You'll learn soon enough. Yeah. I will admit, he probably is going to have to take action a little sooner than later. I mean, he is feeling it, but the class has definitely got a bit closer now, though, than they were. If this was the old class 1D, then you would have won by now, but it's a different class now. I really do wonder what Ayakanoji's going to do at this stage, though. I swear, these goons ain't nothing. They walk like a bunch of nothing goons. I mean, he's already said that he doesn't care about the surveillance cameras or anything. He apparently continues to be able to dodge any level of consequence. So, who is the bait? It is. It is. Yep. And if she comes, then he will too, in one way or another. I don't know why y'all come to anything like this, quite frankly. Of course, they're going to target her bullying. Y'all are about to pay a lot of consequential prices in a moment. Yeah, and I wouldn't trust you for shit on anything. I mean, in essence, if the girls did drop it, then it is game over as far as blocking him. But he also wouldn't have exposed himself like that if he didn't have something to get against Ruin. So it's not going to work the way he thinks. In which essence, whether Kay says something or not, it won't really matter. Yes, 100%. Go for it. Honestly, I feel so unthreatened by you at this point, knowing that this game's going to be up for you soon. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all gonna pay. I'm telling y'all, y'all keep this shit up. Y'all gonna pay the price. Yeah. This school really ain't full of shit and is a school that no one should really be associated with. Especially since at the end of the day, Class 1A is really the only one who benefits at the end of the day. She could have spilled him by now if she didn't care. My dude, she is in serious trouble. And y'all don't have no fucking conscience here, I swear. All this shit, committing crimes and everything. I'm sorry you having to go through this, my girl. You don't fucking deserve this. This man ain't shit. You really ain't shit. Fuck! I actually am really trying to remain calm, but I'm honestly getting pretty fucking pissed right now. I just can't help but feel that there's another planet in motion, because there's no way that Ayakanoji didn't know they would inevitably target her and do something like this. There's no way in hell. Damn, but he's really allowing them to put her through the ringer. I didn't think he'd let them go this far. Well, that was a shitty cliffhanger, I gotta tell y'all. Alright, so some thoughts about this is, we'll start with the fact that my entire opinion of Kei, really has changed over the course of this season. It had already changed once we had gotten to the midway point. And it sucks seeing her being put through the ringer like this. I mean, there's no way in hell that Ayakanoji didn't know that this wasn't going to happen, and that's why he released her. My question now really is, what other set of circumstances or things are going to be in place that are going to help deal with this situation? Again, he's not stupid. He knew that they were going to attack her. We, the viewers, all knew that she was going to be attacked inevitably by him. And obviously, Ayakanoji is now pretty much the head honcho subject here. Now, Kei could very well lie. But with someone like Ruin, we already know that he tends to see through lies and sees through deception, and he's obviously not short of physical abuse. I wouldn't put it over him to try to rape the damn girl right here. Quite frankly, I really wouldn't. Because that's just the type of person he is. He finds a way to use prank and what's a prank and the maximum allowed things of the system to work in his benefit, because this school isn't just about education at the end of the day. There's only one class at the end of the day that does succeed at this school, and that's Class A. So everyone else is pretty much an irrelevance, even when it comes to Class C, and so it's one of those things where I guess his belief is they're just not going to pay attention to any of this anyway, unless there's just hard, concrete evidence, which, I mean, something like this, there would be hard, concrete evidence, but it's clear that we can't even trust the damn staff after what, the teacher for 1D tried to do. So it's just a number of questions that I have about how he truly is able to get away with this in the system as it is set up, unless there's someone on the inside on his own end of things from a facility standpoint that's helping. But I gotta tell you, he's made a terrible mistake touching Kei, and he's done a terrible mistake doing what he's doing right now. And if it was in my control and I was an administrator and found that this shit was happening, once this is all said and done and this matter is resolved and Ayakanoji deals with them once and for all, I would completely expel the entirety of 1C, even those who may not particularly have been guilty of doing anything. And yes, I know with like Hiyori, who we were just introduced to, that she's not about this life that they're doing right now. But even in a case like that, the entirety of Class 1C would, at bare minimum, need to get restructured and rebuilt from the ground up as far as who's part of the class after what has happened here. They are an actual clear danger and a threat. And while we don't know what other classes would stoop to, it is very clear that out of the 4 classes right now, he's just crossed boundaries now that there's no coming back from. And I think that he knows that this is an all-in situation now. If he doesn't succeed with getting this information out of Kay, it's done for him either way. So, and he has gotten desperate. This is absolutely a move of desperation. At no point, out of all the threats that he made, did we actually perceive, well, at least from an anime-only standpoint, that he would go as far as he's getting ready to go now. We knew that he would do things to people in his own class, but to attack other people's classes intentionally like this, it's a bad situation, and he's now going to piss off Ayakanoji. So, this, obviously, I know, and I pray in my heart that right before he does whatever he's getting ready to do to her in the next episode, that whatever plan Ayakanoji has will go into effect. But it still is very painful. I gotta say, I really feel for this poor girl. She can't catch a fucking break. She's never been able to catch a break, and it sucks. It really sucks. And I love the girl now. I do, and I can't believe that I'm sitting here saying that before y'all right now. But Kay is really trying to turn a new leaf, and the fact that she's really defending him all the way up to this point where most people absolutely would have caved definitely shows her resolve and, quite frankly, how she feels about Ayakanoji as a whole. So, a lot to unpack this episode. A lot of uncomfortable elements here. I'm watching plenty of shows that have had plenty of uncomfortable elements here, and compared to some of those other shows, this obviously was a bit on the lesser end of that. So it didn't elicit me needing to cry just yet. But if he does anything worse than what he's about to do, I might start getting a little more emotional when it comes to her, and I really hope that someone's able to come get her out of this situation before it's too late. Either way, his time is already over now, and I feel that he's going to really feel the rage that he's caused for causing harm to, again, Ayakanoji's tool, but above all, someone that it's clear, putting the tool thing aside, someone that he's clear he really values. He would not have released her like that if he didn't value her, and I know that it's heartbreaking seeing that she has to go through this right now, but I know that there's going to be an end game that's going to work in her benefit and Ayakanoji and the rest of his class's benefit at the end of the day. So that was the episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. It was a crappy cliffhanger to end on, and we knew that that's where it was going to end at, but we got 2 episodes to go, and I think that next episode is going to definitely be the defining moment that's really going to set everything in motion as far as Class 1D's success to being able to get to Class A, and is also going to be a decisive point for Class 1C as a whole. So that is my reaction, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. If you did like the reaction, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. I will see all of you lovely people next week for the 12th episode, the pre-finale episode of the 2nd season of Classroom of the Elite. The title has not yet been released, but until that episode, catch you later.